Hi guys, so you probably came here because you want to know how my channel almost got hacked. Yeah, this is the first time this happened to me. I've had my YouTube channel now for a bit over 3 years, 154,000 subscribers now. So this is not a massive channel, but you know, it's a reasonable size one, yeah. So I'm going to show you what happened step by step. I'm not covering any information up here. All names will not be changed to protect the innocent because there are no innocent, I think, here. Okay, make of it how you wish. And let's see how I almost got hacked and what was the likely outcome if I hadn't spotted this, yeah? So, as often happens, this started with an email, and this actually went into my junk folder. That happens fairly regularly, to be quite honest. I have a lot of companies contacting me asking if I will review their products. Sometimes on the basis of receiving free products, sometimes to be paid to do that and receive the products. So I get a lot of emails like this, and sometimes they do go into the junk folder. That is not strange. So this one came in from this guy, Thomas. I'm a PR manager at Canon. The guy, there's his name. You can see, okay, there's his name. I received this on the 23rd of July, and here's opening as normal. I've been following your activities on YouTube. I admire the quality of your content, as well as your ability to engage with your audience. This is a very common format of email I get from genuine companies asking me to review stuff. So they're asking me if I want to review and test the latest Canon cameras and incorporate promotional video in my content. You see, working on joint products, creative video content. In return, I can have access, in other words, free samples of their various products, yeah, support via advertising campaigns on their channel, and monetary compensation. In other words, they will pay me to do it. Okay, so I get a lot of requests from companies who are not directly related to electronics repair, which is the main thrust of my channel. I have another channel as well, this one, which I run with my wife Julie and friend Detlef. So on this channel, yeah, there I am. We're doing much more video related production. So you can see drone photography, live event photography. So we're using more professional camera equipment than I use in the workshop. And I wondered if they were actually more interested in sponsoring on this channel, because asking me on learning electronics repair seemed a little bit strange. It seemed a little bit away from what I normally do. But having said that, I do get quite a lot of requests like that. So I didn't consider that in itself to be that unusual. As it was, I left the email sitting around for a couple of days just thinking about this. And I spoke to Detlef, and he said, well, which channel did you want to sponsor on? And I said, you know, I don't know, but the email address they used was for learning electronics repair. So I assumed they meant that one. Well, basically, Detlef said, go for it, see what they're offering. I thought, you're right, because Detlef is more the camera person than me. Okay? And a few days later, I emailed back to Thomas and said, okay, what's the plan? And here is a copy of the email I sent on the 31st of July to Thomas, thanking him for his email, apologising for the late reply, explaining he's now whitelisted, and asking for more specific information about the products you would like to promote. Okay. And in return, a day later, on the 1st of August, I get this reply. So this is Thomas asking me to review a document. He sent me a PDF attached to the email. And he's basically saying, appreciate if I would confirm the receipt of the contract and inform me whether it meets my expectations. Looking forward to your response and anticipating a productive partnership. So I had a look at the PDF. I opened the PDF that came with this. And here it is. This is the PDF he sent me. It's just a PDF. There's nothing strange about it. Opens in my Firefox browser quite happily. And the first thing we have is a NDA, or non-disclosure agreement. That's a little bit unusual, but I've certainly been asked to sign NDAs before now when working with companies, especially on products which are pre-release. Okay, they are saying in the third quarter of the year, so that'd be from October onwards, I guess, planning to launch a new line of cameras featuring advanced AI. Okay, saying it's a significant leap forward in the field of photography and videography. You can see all this, you can read it, I'll go slow, you can pause it. So this is what he sent to me. He then gives me some examples of partnerships. Pete McKinnon, Potato Jet. I don't know these particular channels because I'm not really into photography and videography, but Detlef tells me this one he knows quite well. Okay. And then we have this private library to prevent unauthorized disclosure. Canon has developed a secure data management program. This program encompasses all pertinent data, payment details, deadlines, video production instructions, list of cameras from our upcoming collection, which you can have for free, and payments they will make. It's all in here. So that was mentioned there. And then it says what device does the library work on? Windows and Mac OS, but not mobiles. We're working on development for other platforms. So then we have review the information, answer these questions, and that's basically it. So having received this, I sat down with Detlef again. We had a look at this, and I'm sort of saying, well, you know, this is kind of like more really towards the Gran Canaria Uncovered because we do a lot of videography on there, okay? But if I can use equipment on my bench, maybe upgrade all my recording system to 4K, it's something that will have some crossover interest on my channel. I'm thinking about, and Detlef's still quite keen to go with it. So I stuck a little note on my thing. It says Canon, just to remind me, stuck on my monitor. So that afternoon, I decided to have a look at this, and I downloaded from this link, and that downloaded a file. Okay, I ran that through my Avast virus check. I always do with any file I download. It said there was no problem with it. I clicked on the file, and I got a pop-up saying that this program wants to make changes to your Windows system. Do you want to allow it? At this point, I thought, well, if this is a catalogue of cameras, basically, which is what they say it is, why is it trying to make changes to my computer? So I hit no. I was then going to actually put that onto a USB drive, that file onto a USB pen drive, take one of my spare motherboards I've lying around, just ones I use when I'm testing graphics cards and such like, take one of my spare, that's a 60GB SSDs, which has a installation of Windows on. I only use this for effectively repairing graphics cards and such like, or for testing motherboards. There's no personal information on here, there's no accounts on here. The motherboard sitting on my desk with this wouldn't even be connected to the internet, and I thought I'll copy that file on there and I'll run it and see what it does. But me being a bit lazy, I thought, actually first I'll just have a look to see the email address this thing's been sent to me from. So I went back to have a look at the origin of the email, and this is the email address that the business collaboration proposal from Canon came on. And instantly I'm thinking, that doesn't look right. I would expect this to come from a canon.com or maybe canon.eu, what they have in other territories, but not something like that. I don't know what ONET is, or 1T, or whatever you want to call that thing, but I thought Google would. So we have a quick look at this one, and this is like an Eastern European Yahoo type thing or something. Yeah. So it's like a generic thing. You can have an email address with these people. Look like they're in Eastern Europe to me. I don't really recognise that language. Actually, that could be Turkish. Something like that. This does look like Turkish to me, actually. Okay, so that's what that email address is. So, of course, now I'm thinking, I'm not clicking on this file. Who is this Thomas? Oh, look, that comes up. Yeah, who is he? Thomas Picards of Canon. And that actually took me pretty much straight to USA Canon. Email from Canon, which looks very much like my email, actually. Very similar. And basically, Canon moderator says that this email is not from Canon USA. We've checked our employee directory and found no one by that name currently works for us. Official email would come from Canon.com. Another receiver, another receiver. So these are all dated in July this year. Okay. A little bit before the one that went into my junk folder. Another moderator, this is a scam, not an email from Canon. Please do not click on any files and report this as a phishing attempt spam to your email provider. Okay, get the email address blocked. So another one says it's a scam. Okay, scam. Scam. So we have a scam. I'm quite a polite person, actually. So I emailed Mr. Picards again, and I said, "Hi, Thomas." I explained I was going to look at that collaboration file and explained that it wanted to make changes and what I was going to do with it, as I've told you guys, yeah. And I said I had a look at his email address, and he doesn't seem to have a Canon.com, so Canon has confirmed this email is not from Canon USA. They also checked the employee directory and found no one of that name, that's you, Thomas, work for Canon. So I said to Thomas, according to Canon, you don't work for Canon. Do you find that rather strange? And I asked him, what is the real reason for him contacting me? I haven't heard back from him yet. That was on Friday. So at this point, I contacted my friend Detlef.
Hi, guys.
And said, sorry, Det, but we're not going to get a load of free Canon cameras to review.
Well, it's Canon anyway. I'm Nikon. So.
Oh, well, there you go.
Doesn't matter.
So he wasn't so upset. So I explained to Det what had actually happened, and Det said, oh, send me the PDF, which has the link on, and I'll have a look at it. And Det's done that, and we have some of this on the screen now, so I'll pass over to you, Det. Can you explain what you actually did with this PDF?
Yeah. First of all, these are screenshots. This is not live. We're not doing this live because I want to have a controlled environment for that. I normally use a virtual machine to do these kind of things, and we don't have this right around here. So these are screenshots. I'll tell you what we did, what I did. So first thing first, when you do this, guys, downloading the file won't infect your machine. It doesn't, because you need to start it. There's no way to do this in Windows. So I'll simply click on the link, downloaded the file, and you see this over here. So what you get when you download the link is private library _v8.22.exe, and you see the underscores over here. This is one thing I do when I analyze files and I get a executable. I don't want to click by accident on this and start it and mess up my whole machine. So I'll do the first thing when I download stuff. I'll do an underscore after that, so I can't start it.
Oh, so the original file was called 8.22.exe,
yeah,
and you've put the hyphen at the end,
yeah, the
underscore.
Yeah.
So now you've changed the extension so you can't start it.
Yeah.
Good.
If you got a suspicious file, the first thing you want to do, check us on VirusTotal. This is a screenshot from VirusTotal. VirusTotal.com. Probably Rich will leave a link in the description.
I will.
Yeah. This is a free service, and this has loads of virus scanners. You see over here it says 74 security vendor. So we have 74 virus scanners that are in here, and they all will be the suspicious file will be checked by all of them. And normally, we're in the way over here. Wait, I have to move this. Yeah, you see this thing over here. This is your score here. So you see, this is one of 74 virus scanners, scan engines, said, okay, that could be something suspicious. And since it's CrowdStrike.
We've heard of those.
You remember CrowdStrike,
We remember
right?
CrowdStrike, yeah. Don't go to the airport.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you should trust them. But,
but however.
Yeah. So this was the only one who said something, and you see all the undetected over here. So the first file came out clean. No viruses. Weird. one of the main tabs in VirusTotal for every file you upload there is behavior. So now you can check what does this thing. They put the file into a sandbox on their machines and let it run and see what it does. And actually the file requested a file. Look at this over here. So it has HTTP CDN Discord app. So somewhere on a Discord server, attachments, blah, 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 blah. And you see a file name over here, 224.exe with a question mark behind it.
And lots of parameters.
Yeah, the parameters are probably there to identify which user clicked this one.
Okay.
So this would be a fingerprint. So they send out the PDF, and this file. This way, the server can detect who downloaded this one.
Okay.
So there's probably some flag going on. Totally, Richard downloaded the file.
Yeah, and CDN is Content Delivery Network.
Yeah, this is a CDN Content Delivery Network.
Okay.
Sadly, these CDNs are misused by these. A good source would be Amazon, the AWS. Yeah, AWS is normally the one. Discord app is probably one of these that isn't in on a blacklist. Because it's so big you can't blacklist.
You can't blacklist Discord. Okay, yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. So this came down with this one, and what I did, I simply copied the HTTP down to the exe and downloaded the file. So I got the 224.exe on my machine now,
which is the payload.
Yeah, no? I thought so. I thought the same.
Okay,
this will be the payload,
but
next screen, and this is number 2 or number 3 of the screens, and you see this is a 224.exe here, and I didn't do the underscore thing here.
Okay.
And you see 2 of 73
virus checkers,
scanner engines just said, well, there's not much going on. There's not much in there. I stopped doing the screenshots here because we all did this by WhatsApp, but I tell you what came up next. So I'll on the details here, you can see that the file is a InnoSetup. InnoSetup is a packaging thing for Windows where you can put in files, where you can put in registry keys, and this is all one compact file. Nearly every installer you get out there.
It's a bit like a self-extracting zip or RAR file.
Yeah, but without the functionality that you can, in a self-extracting RAR, you can't do the registry things.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, and this does everything. This moves files into the separate folders, and it does a registry thing. This is why virus authors like this, because they can do a registry entry that simply says, do an auto start of this. Or use a scheduler to do the auto start. Easy peasy with that. And but for InnoSetups, there are extractors. So you simply can use a command line tool, drop the file on it, and it extracts everything.
Oh, and you can see what's inside that.
Yeah, you can see what's inside. Yeah, what's inside there. And I only came up with one DLL. So one DLL was the final output that we got there, and that didn't do anything suspicious either. So
that's interesting.
Yeah, it just connected to some Microsoft, or tried to connect to some Microsoft servers, and didn't do lots of that. So anyway, what we could have here is a multi-staged payload thing. So it does this to distract you from...
Interesting, because in the last email I got from Thomas, which is the woman I found out he doesn't have a Canon email address, which was very suspicious, is that he's saying, please let me know as soon as you've installed the thing.
He probably knows this, but not because it.
So maybe is that a backdoor so he can then get something else into your machine?
Sure, backdoors are pretty easy. If you know TeamViewer would be the most famous remote control thing.
Okay,
but you could use Rustdesk, or there are things that can do the remote control without showing that they're doing that. But I guess I saw some hints there that could be a minor thing. Not minor in little children, but a crypto miner.
A crypto miner type thing.
Yeah, because this would be the standard thing here.
Yeah, interestingly, with targets like YouTube creators, unless you think we're using very powerful machines with their NVIDIA cards. Oh, interesting. So maybe this hack isn't to take control of your channel there, from what Det's discovered. Maybe it was something malicious, but not as malicious as that.
Could be anything. You're an influencer, man. Sorry.
Who knows? Who knows?
Famous people.
Wow. I've had my moment.
You certainly has.
Yeah. Okay, guys. So that's basically the end of this. That's what the payload was. That's what happened. It'd be very interesting to hear what you think about it.
One more thing.
Sorry.
If you're interested in this stuff, John Hammond, John Hammond has a channel on YouTube, and it's the same guy, the same name as from the guy from Jurassic Park. But he does all these things in depth. So if we want to watch this, John Hammond is the guy for that.
Okay, again, I'll link that, pass that to me, and I'll put it into the video description. So there we go. Learning electronics repair almost hacked. We don't really quite know why, but it's safe.
Almost. Only. This is the important word.
And of course the epilogue. Okay, so I'm emailing Mr. Pycots again today. I'm going to give him a link to this video, ask him to watch it, hope he enjoys it. I'm also thanking him very much for the great idea to make a video, which I'm sure will get plenty of views and probably make me a considerable amount of money. And if that's the case, I've said I'll be very happy to inform him in a few weeks, depending on viewing figures, just how much money he's made for me. And I hope he's happy with that. Okay, so for the final tell on this video, hope you enjoyed that. I look forward to seeing you all soon again on Learning Electronics Repair. Ciao for now, guys.